Hello, guys. It's me, John C. And welcome to the episode of the John C. Live Show. We've got my first guest today. We've got Mr. Matt Price, a comedian all the way from London.
Hello, mate. I'm very well, John. That was good. Great to see you, mate. How are you?
And you, man. Do you want to introduce yourself to me? Because I've got a lot of new followers now. So if I don't know who you are, can you introduce yourself, please?
Yeah. If you don't know who I am, I'm not surprised. Actually, unknown circuit comedian and podcaster, basically. Well, I was a comedian, not anymore. It doesn't exist. But comedian by trade and now a podcaster. If I was going to sex it up a bit, I would say personality.
Okay. Do you want to tell more people a bit about your podcast and what you do?
Well, yeah. I mean, the thing is, it doesn't sound like it's anything special. I'm not a particularly good salesman, but it is very good. It's called Conversations with Criminals. And basically, I speak to people who've been on the wrong side of the law. Now, the problem is, of course, I started this 2 years ago, long before everybody else in the entire world started speaking to criminals. So it's you could say it's nothing special, but I disagree. I think it's really good. I've been doing it a while, and I thoroughly enjoy it. I speak to people about their lives, and they tell me, I listen quite a lot, and they tell me really interesting stories and give insights into crime. And it's interesting, and sometimes it's very funny as well.
Yeah. So, what guests have you had on your show?
Well, I've had various ones. I mean, I went over to Spain and I met a woman who described herself as the mother of Estepona. She did very, very well out of crime, actually. So all I know is her name is Paula. She's definitely legit. I know that, but wouldn't even be able to recognize her in the street. I met a guy from Cornwall who remained anonymous. He was very interesting. He was an armed robber. And then we get towards some of the people who are on the sort of podcasting circuit, I suppose, for want of a better expression. People like Joey Barnett, my mate Joey, who's a great bloke from Littlehampton, and so on. And yes, I've also spent a lot of time at Dave Courtney's house as well, and he's a very, very interesting man.
Yeah, I had the opportunity of meeting him a couple of times actually, and he invited me to his house so many times, but I've never really had the chance to go there and do it,
Well, you should go.
Yeah, I'm gonna go after the lockdown. Yeah, I've just been really, really busy this lockdown.
Well, that's good. What have you been doing then?
Oh, I joined forces with a new business advertising company now, so I've just been dealing with that at the moment, and also getting my. I just signed up to a USA agent as well in America. So after this lockdown, I'm going out there to do some stuff as well with them. And during this lockdown, I could say a bit about it, actually. I've just finished filming for Channel 4 a documentary based in Hastings called Come to Me. I've literally just finished filming it. So that's coming out at the end of March.
That's really cool.
So I'm looking forward to that, really. I've just been really building my website. Got a clothing ranges out as well. I've just been doing that, so I've been really busy. And then people keep inboxing me saying you need to bring these shows back. So obviously, people that don't know, I have Matt on before. If you guys remember, if you don't remember, we had you on before. Do you remember?
I do remember it. Yes,
last year.
I got quite a few messages actually as well, which is always good. And I was on, so that's cool. So when's your documentary out then? Because I've got to keep an eye out for that.
Well, the documentary is out at the end of March. But I'm bringing out my own documentary about Hastings. That's going to be a couple of months yet. I mean,
okay.
Because I had to stop filming because of the COVID. So you can't go anywhere.
No, you really can't, can you?
And that'll be on DVD when it's done. So I'm working with a cameraman now. So he does all my filming for me and stuff like that. So that's what I've been doing, and I thought I'd bring these podcasts back. I've got a few guys that I'm in talks with about bringing them on the show. 2 from the USA, and one is actually one wrestler who's just signed for WWE as well.
Okay,
so
that sounds really cool.
Can't say too much, but I'm on talks with them now. So I'm just trying to. Because people say to me, "What are these?" Well, what are these? Is these podcasts are mainly a platform for people. I know you've already got a platform, but it's for like businesses like entrepreneurs who want to get their business out there. So because normally I'll go with a camera and I'll film them, but you can't. So I've had to do it on here. And then people say, well, how do you promote people for free? I said, I promote the businesses for free, but if people want to leave a donation afterwards that contributes for me advertising the shows or whatever, then they're more than welcome to do so. If they don't, they don't. I do it because I want to try and get as many people exposure as I can. Now I'm building up my following now. I want to help as many people as I can, you know? And it's good when I can get people like yourself, like my friends, to come on and show a bit of support.
Yeah,
you know?
Absolutely. Yeah.
And I just think it's amazing the work that you do. And it's a shame you don't do the comedy circuit anymore, you know?
Well,
But
yeah, I mean,
up and down, innit, I suppose.
Yeah, it doesn't exist anymore, so you can't do it if it doesn't exist, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But it's life, isn't it? It might come back. It might come back at some point.
Have you got anything in the pipeline that you can say? You're going to come on? You got any films you're doing or more podcast shows you're doing?
No. Do you know what? At the moment, I'm having to think about sort of what I'm going to be doing with it, which makes me sound tedious, doesn't it? But I'm not. But I intend to continue podcasting, but I suppose I've had a little change of direction, maybe, in what I'm going to do and my approach to it. It's quite interesting, actually, because for me, I've met lots of different types of people from all walks of life who've committed crimes. And there was a guy recently who gave a very interesting interview, and I kept it up because he was a crack addict. And it was really interesting to hear his sort of account of what he'd been through and about addiction. And very long story short, without bad-mouthing him, he is still an addict. Now, that could happen to anybody, it could. So I don't judge anybody, but he's gone back to crime. And that was a little bit of a wake-up call for me. I thought, oh, that's interesting. I always sort of pretend that I'm not very streetwise. Well, I'm not. He pulled the wool over my eyes a little bit, and not just mine, but other people. And, he ripped people off for money, etc. Not me, I must add. And it made me sort of think, okay, I'm definitely going to continue with this, but I have a long way to go in terms of learning about crime. I'm a simple, straightforward bloke from Cornwall, and I'm slightly naive. That's not an excuse for anything, but I am. No. And this particular guy, essentially conning people out of money, very vulnerable people out of money, did make me think, right, I need to learn an awful lot more. So I'm going to continue with the podcast when I can. Obviously, social distancing, it means that you can't, I'd love to be out there interviewing people, as I'm sure you would be, but you can't, can you, at the moment?
No. Well, yeah, because at the moment, I'm supposed to be on my birthday, the 19th of June, every year. I always do an event, any part of it. Like my last event was in London, where I raised money for a cancer hospital. I had a few of my celebrity friends, they come down. Dave Courtney come, a few other people come. And this year it's going to be in Hastings. So I've got singers that are going to come and perform, raising money for local charity here. So if it goes ahead, I'll put you up in a hotel. You're more than welcome to come, Matt, if you want to come and hang out and see who's going to be there and show you support. I can send you details as and when. I'm just waiting for a suitable venue to come. I've already got a DJ and a couple of celebrities who said they'll come as well, and a couple of singers as well, local and things. I want to raise money for a local homeless shelter here. So
that's really nice.
So what we do is we charge people £5 on the door to get in. That £5 goes to them.
Okay.
So that's how it works. And I've got a DJ from Birmingham. He's driving all the way down. He come to London for me last year, all the way from Birmingham. Didn't ask me for any money. I just paid him his fuel money because I felt bad. So he did that. So that's what I'm doing this year, God willing, if this COVID sort of settles down a bit more, where you can actually open up your doors to go to a venue to do it. That's the trouble.
Well, yeah. What's your take then? Do you reckon it's going to go? Do you reckon we'll have a chance?
Well, I get asked this question all the time, and I still stick by what I said before, that when we first come in, I don't know what I'm going to say now. I don't expect you to answer, okay? I'm just going to say it anyway, okay? When they found out about this coronavirus at the beginning, they should have closed down the borders then, and they should have introduced the masks straight away. They left it till later on, then introduced the mask. But the virus has already spread by then. Can you see what I'm saying? Too long.
Yeah.
We would have been out of it by now. But again, I don't expect you to answer that. That's my opinion. And I don't know what your take on this coronavirus is, but that's my take on it anyway. If we would have been a bit more smarter, we wouldn't have been the way we are now. Because they tried to play devil's advocate with people's lives. And unfortunately, it backfired. That's my own personal opinion. Don't know what your take on it is. But
my take is I'm very confused by it all. Really, I'm certainly abiding by the rules. I'm not going to break the law for anything. But I just, I don't know what's going on. It's scary, and I'm grateful for what I do have, as opposed to dwelling on the things I don't have. But yeah, I don't know. Look, I'm not. There's a reason I'm not a politician or involved in anything like that. So I wouldn't be able to run the country. Put it that way. If I was running the country, I think it'd be a disaster, or even worse. I'd be terrible.
At least you're honest, Matt. At least one thing I like about you is that from the last interview, which stood out for me, is when you speak so humble. I respect that. You speak from here. You don't just speak from this. You speak from here, and I respect that. You've always an honest opinion. You don't BS anybody. You give it straight from here, and I respect that. That's one of your good qualities. That's what I wanted to back, because your qualities good like that.
I'll take that. I think. Look, I'm not a rapper or anything. Rapper. You can't have a rapper with low self-esteem, can you? Or humility. Never heard a rapper say, "Yeah, I'm quite good." It doesn't happen, does it? But as I'm not a rapper, and I shout out to anyone who is, or I'm not heavyweight champion of the world. I'm heavyweight, but I'm not heavyweight champion of the world. So I think humility is all right. Yeah, definitely. But I don't have any answers. And also, as well, you see, I'm prepared to accept that I could be wrong, John, about anything at any moment. So I'm not that emotionally attached. I don't know about you. I see people argue sometimes on social media. It's astonishing. And I always think no one ever changes their mind. You don't. And that's why I tend not to be too argumentative with people. Because, first, I think I could be wrong. And secondly, it's not worth it.
See, because the way I look at it is that because there's so much going around on social media at the moment, you never know what to believe. The media is saying one thing, the newspapers are printing something else, the news is saying something else, Mr. Johnson is saying something else, people are saying something else. Who do you believe? No one knows. It's all in the air. No one knows whether if we're coming or going. First it was 8th of March, now it's the end of April, now it's May. I don't think no one knows. And the people that I feel sorry for, that's why I started this podcast up again now, more, because the people that are suffering with business today, they've had to close the doors because they can't stay open. And so I tried to give people a bit of a platform by letting them advertise their business, because I've got a good following, so I can share their businesses for them to try and help a little bit, try and give something back to them, And I'm grateful for anybody that's ever shared my videos for me to help me. I know you shared them a couple of times, and I appreciate that.
Yeah,
I see your stuff when I see them. But obviously, I'm just trying to give people a bit of a platform, and that's why I've gone down more of the business route and advertise, and then doing podcasts with people like yourself now and again. That's mainly aimed at the business people, but to mix it up, put you on. I've got a singer coming on. I've got an entrepreneur coming on. I'm just trying to give people a bit of a platform, mix up a little bit. And I thought to myself, when I first started again this year, I was thinking, who can I get back as my first guest for season 2? I'll tell you what, I'll see if Matt Price wants to come on.
I'm very flattered, mate. I'm very grateful.
And, we're season 2 now, by the way. I've done 16 shows last year. This is the first one back of this one. And I wanted you to be the first one to be on it.
And you've got merch as well. You've got merchandise, haven't you, to sell? That sounds like illegal. It sounds like slang for illegal drugs, but what I mean is you've actually got merch, like John C. Live merch to sell, haven't you, as well?
Yeah, I've got my own John C. thing, but apart from that, I've created stuff that got slogans like follow your dreams, love not hate. There's messages to my stuff. It's not just me. No one just wants to see everything about me. So I mix up a little bit. And if it helps, it helps. It's just a bit of fun, really. But my main stuff will always be helping as many people as I can, And like I said, if the charity event can go ahead, if you want to come, Matt, you're more than welcome to come. If you're free,
Yeah, I'm sure I will be.
I have to stick by the rules and stuff like that. But I'm pretty sure in June, because they say you can have up to 50 people when it is open in a pub. So I'm pretty sure I'll be able to have that in a hall, like 50 odd people or something like that. As long as they all keep to their doing the thing and stuff like that, I couldn't see that being a problem. But like I said, if it does go ahead and it gets opened up again, if you want to come, Matt, you're more than welcome to come along and show your support. If you can't make it, no hard feelings. You can't make it. It's not for everyone. You can't always get there. But I'm more than happy though to contribute to put you up in a hotel if need be. To help.
Yeah, sounds good.
If I can, so it's going to be around about the 19th of June. I'm looking for.
Okay.
If we're allowed to do it by then.
You don't know.
I'm just going to see. But at the moment, I've been doing a lot of this on my own. All the stuff you see me do, I don't have anybody doing it for me. I do everything myself. Like build my website, do this, sort this out, buy new equipment for the thing and stuff like that. But I get asked all the time, well, how do you make money from podcasting? I said, because I don't want any money from podcasting. I do it because I love doing it. But if I didn't love doing it, I wouldn't do it.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
But all businesses do, which I understand, and I gratefully received that, is a business. They might chuck me, I don't know, a £10 donation or something like that because they're getting their business out there. But that money then goes back into this fund to advertise these sort of podcasts. Right. That pays for the website. So it all goes back in. And very soon, when we can, probably next year now, I'm going to be taking these podcasts like you are going to be on the road. Go into different towns. Go into places, get my tripod out, go to different places. It could be, I don't know, it could be one day going around your house with a tripod. It could be Dave Cornish out with him. It could be anywhere. But at the moment, I have to do it by here. So it's a bit more harder. But I'm going to be taking on the road. Like you'll probably be going out podcasting with people next year, going around.
Yeah, I hope so.
Whatever, I don't know what you want to add on that or if you've got anything you want to add.
Well, no, I think I'm sort of hopeful. It's all a bit weird. It's quite a surreal time at the moment, isn't it? I'm not struggling. I wouldn't say I'm struggling, but I've started sleepwalking again, which is a stress related thing, and it's very weird. It's an odd altered state of consciousness when you sleep because you're kind of half asleep, and that's a little bit weird. My missus goes a bit sort of angry with me sometimes. I always dream that it's the end of the world, and my personality changes ever so slightly, so I become kind of quite heroic. I don't know why, my voice changes, and I yanked a pillow out from underneath my missus, and she's a 5'1", very fiery Glaswegian, and I dreamt that it was an unexploded bomb. So I took this bomb, and chucked it out of our bedroom window, and she was really, really angry at me. So it's been very strange, but I've actually started sleepwalking. Like last night, I dreamt that the roof caved in. So that was, so I was like in my sleep, the roof's caved in. What are we going to do? And she's like, look, you're sleepwalking, mate. So, these are very, very strange times. I'm just taking it one day at a time. I'm hoping very much that I get to get back on it and get back into doing things, and that's all we can do, isn't it, really? But you're providing a platform for people, John. I'm glad it's going well for you, mate. I think it's really good that, and businesses, I'm sure, are very grateful, and I look forward to the documentary.
Yeah, because I've been like two things, really. I've noticed since this lockdown, it's been weird for me too. I've been having difficulty sleeping, you know what I mean? Going to bed at 4 a.m. and getting up again at like 1 p.m. I can't sleep. I don't know why. I can go to bed early and not sleep. I don't know why it's weird, man. But no, like I said, I've just joined forces. Like I said, as a sales agent for a local online business directory now called Things to Do In. I'm working with them now, so that's my job at the moment until I can. Because eventually, like I said, I'm in the process now. Because that's why I asked you about your comedian stuff. Because they've got my agent in America. They've got a TV network over there. So they're coming over here to do some shows, but they want me to go over there and do some filming with them over there on their shows. So people will never know. The guests that I get on here, I might be able to put them in touch with them over there that can launch them over in stateside.
Yeah, absolutely.
I have over there. you know. So, like I said, if you was doing your comedian stuff, yeah, say you were, I
Yeah.
could get you over there in 5 minutes, literally 5 minutes.
Wow, that sounds great to me.
But because you don't do it anymore, it's a bit difficult. But what I can do for you though, I can put you in touch with them now about your podcasting though.
Oh, really?
Air your podcast videos on there. So, and they'll do that for me because they're my agent as well. They look after my stuff over there, like my TV stuff and whatever over there. They're very good.
That's great.
Because I don't mind linking you up with them, Matt. That's not a problem. They're a very nice couple. They're down to earth. Yeah, they might be A-listers, but they wear their heart on their sleeve. Nice guys. And that's it, you know. And I don't mind putting you in touch with them, Matt. That's not a problem, you know. People say to me all the time, "Oh, you know, sometimes you get haters. Sometimes,
yeah, absolutely."
I say to them, I used to reply back to them, but now I just ignore them. And I say, "Look," I said, "at least I'm getting out there and I'm trying. I'm making an effort. I'm trying. I'm not sitting behind a keyboard being a keyboard warrior. I'm actually going out there doing something positive, trying to share a bit of light at the end of the tunnel for people. You know, I'm not one that was going to slug off on Facebook or Instagram or wherever. I don't believe in that. If you don't like my stuff, don't follow me. That's what I say. And also, like I said before, that my friend, this is my friend's quote, and it's a really good quote. When you get haters, you're doing well. So do you know what you do? You do more videos because it annoys them even more. Eventually, they'll give up. It's true. Yeah. When you get haters, you're doing well. They're taking that time to listen to your stuff, so you're doing well. So keep doing it because eventually they'll shut up and won't do it again. Can you see what I'm saying? Yeah, I don't know if you've ever had people slag you off on the inbox or whatever. I don't know, but it's crazy.
Well, weirdly, after all these years of interviewing criminals, I did have I've been threatened once before, but I've actually been threatened. That was kind of via sort of email, which doesn't really count. But someone actually threatened me, which was a bit weird. I'd interviewed somebody and we went to the pub, and this guy was there. He was a friend of the person I interviewed, and I'm there with this guy I interviewed, his mate. His mate threatened me and two other people. And as I was leaving, he grabbed I went to shake hands with him, and he grabbed my hand and he said to me, "You think you know us, don't you? You don't know us. I'm the kind of man I could make one phone call and get you done." And he licked the back of my hand, which I found a little bit weird. I was thinking maybe, it's European style. He's going to lick the other one, but he wasn't. He just kind of like, and it was horrible. And I said, "Oh, all right." And thankfully his mate went, Are you threatening him?" And he went, "Yeah, I am." And I sort of walked away from it. But I thought, well, I must be doing something right, I guess. Or wrong, maybe. I don't know. I don't know what I did, but it's odd.
But the way that I think of that is I think two reasons. When you interview ex-criminals or criminals or whatever, you have to tread so carefully with them. This is my own opinion here. Because it can either do two things. It can either put them back on the radar with, say, the police or something like that.
Yeah.
Or it could cause them potentially, they could have gone off the radar for years. Somebody's watching a video and know exactly what they're doing and can go after them or whatever. So it's always a risky thing doing podcasting with criminals. But I respect you, mate, for having the balls to do it. You know, I'll be out there. I would never do it. Because I wouldn't want to backlash, just in case it was a backlash afterwards.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But respect for you. You've got a set and you do it. Respect to you. Because I wouldn't do it. For that one reason. Because you never know if it's going to open up any kind of worms or it's going to cause them problems because of your podcast. That's the reason why I wouldn't. But respect for you for doing it.
Oh, I never really think of it like that. I always think, I always assume that if someone's going to be kind enough to invite me to their house or they're going to meet me, sometimes go to a studio, and I ask about them and I do my research. I always assume that they're going to be all right. But then that's maybe a bit naive, but I do.
Because the way I look at it is that, but. If you was to approach these guys to say, "Oh, would you like to come on a podcast?" Blah 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 blah. Okay. But they might say, yeah at the beginning. And then after, when it's done, think, oh no, what have I let myself in for now? What have I done? Who's going to read this? Who's going to see this? They might double think then afterwards. They might say, yeah at the beginning, and then really think. Like, I was in talks with one who was I'm not going to say the name because I don't want to cause any trouble, but there was one guy. He was let's just say he was a member of the Gambino family.
Okay.
In America. Let's just say that. You can probably guess what I'm talking about. Without me saying too much. And he was going to come on my show. And then he just texted me and went, I don't think it would be advisable for me to do that. I was like, okay, cool. See what I'm saying? At the beginning, yes, no. I was taking a risk there, interviewing somebody of that caliber.
So
it happened for me, they backed out, which was good for me. I was happy about that. Because I was dubious at first. Do I do it? Do I not? Is it going to cause a problem for them? Would I suddenly become a target? Or something happen to you? Or whatever. Or would it go okay? But it so happens it didn't happen. So I was quite relieved on that, to be fair. But like I said, Matt, respect for you, mate, for doing it. Because, no, I thought about it. I don't think I could ever do it, to be honest with you. So respect for you for doing it, man. Respect. Seriously.
Well, it's weird, though. It's ironic that the only person who has actually threatened me wasn't actually a former criminal. He was just a friend of one. None of the retired criminals have they've all been very, very nice. Very nice.
Because I watched your podcast you did with your friend Dave. And that was quite funny, actually, to be fair. You've done it twice with him, haven't you? Twice.
No, I've done
You've done a video and an audio one.
Yeah, I've done. I mean, I've known Dave for about 9 years now, so I spent a lot of time in his company, Dave Courtney, and I know him. I know him pretty well. So I've done. I did one about what he did during lockdown. That's really interesting. That is funny and it's interesting. So I've done about 7 episodes on him.
You done the canal one as well, didn't you? The canal boat one.
Yeah, the canal boat one was good. And I filmed various bits and pieces, and there's more stuff to do as well. There's more stuff to do. I kind of got to. That is a project that I really do want to do, is work on a bigger project with Dave Courtney. Yeah, because
I went to. I've been to 3 events,
right?
And he's been there, and he's always gone. Right, mate. Give me his number now. I've got his number and stuff like that. But he's invited me to. His last time I spoke to him, he goes, "Why haven't you come to my house yet?"
Oh, that's good.
So busy, sorry, man. It's because I don't. People say, "Oh, it's because you're too chicken to go there," or no, I'd go there, but I've always been busy when the time hasn't been right to go.
Yeah,
something's popped up, and I was actually going to go because I wanted to do like a little mini like this, but at his house. But obviously, it didn't materialize. But he did say do it with me, so I can text him anytime and see if he's free and do it. Go there, but he said you can even stay there if you wanted for a night or whatever. You know what I mean? So
do it. Why not take him up on the offer and do it?
Because that's what I'm saying. I like surrounding myself with nice, decent people, and he is a genuinely nice guy. I've met him twice, and he come to one of my charity events as well. And I'll never forget that. So I respect him as well. And same as you. Like, if you've got any events you're doing or whatever, and you want a bit of help with promotion, or you want me to turn up with you, or I don't know, in the future, you might want to interview me about what I do.
Yeah, absolutely.
No problem.
Yeah.
I know I'm not a criminal or nothing, but I'd happily come on one of your podcasts. Don't get me wrong. Back in the day, I wasn't always a saint. Don't get me wrong. I wouldn't call myself a gangster or a criminal. I was a naughty boy back in the day. I wasn't.
Were you?
I'm not shy to admit it, but not as that sort of level. It's more.
Well, no,
it was more.
Yeah, but here's the thing, though. You see, I'm not really interested in levels because I'm interested in different types of people. It doesn't matter what you've done. I met a guy who was a shoplifter. He was very interesting. That's hardly the same as somebody who's importing millions of pounds worth of drugs. But shoplifting's very interesting. Con men are very interesting. I'd speak to anybody. There was when I went to Moscow. Well, actually, Moscow and St. Petersburg, and I saw a guy. Did somebody put a comment saying nobody watches this?
Yes. No, don't worry. I'll tell you off camera about that.
Okay, no, I'm fine with it, mate.
It goes back to what you said before about being conned. That's what I'll explain to you later.
Oh, really?
I'll explain to you later.
Yeah, cool. No,
what was you saying? Sorry.
No, well, the point is, I'll speak to anybody. Okay, I like people, much like yourself, John. I like people, right? So,
yeah,
and I have a faith. I always assume that people are going to be all right. Anyway, I was in St. Petersburg in Russia, and I saw this guy. I was with the guy who was taking me around the city. We walked miles, and there was a guy dressed as a horse, right? And what he does, he speaks the basics of about 10 different languages, and he walks up to tourists and he plays around, works out what language they are. And then he puts his arm around him and he takes his sort of horse's head. So it's like the mask is on his head like this. And he says, hey, listen, we've created a magical moment. And he puts his arm around the person. Let's have a photograph. And then he goes, I really think you should give me some money because I've given you this entertainment or whatever. And they'll give him, €5 or 10 euros or whatever. And the word on the street is that these people make quite a decent living from doing that. It's an interesting hustle. Now, as I was walking back about 4 hours later, I saw the same guy and he'd taken his mask off. It was just on his head like this. And he was speaking in Russian. He was on FaceTime to, his partner, I'm assuming his missus. And I said to the guy I was with, I said, look at him. What did he say then? And he said, what do you think he said? And I said, well, I'm guessing that he probably said, oh, babe, I've had a really long day. Look at me. I'm dressed as a fucking horse. What am I doing with my life? And he said, yeah, that's pretty much what he was saying. And I would very much like to spend a day with Horseman and walk around St. Petersburg with him and getting to know the guy and watching what a day in his life is about. So it doesn't have to necessarily be huge crime for me. Absolutely not. I don't need, I'm fascinated by everything crime related. And I'm not saying that people who dress up as horses are criminals, but the fact is there's a certain technique in getting tourists to give you your money. So, so he's got certain street wisdom that I don't have. And so I would like to speak to that guy. So to get back to you, whatever you might have done in the past, even if you think, oh no, it's not particularly interesting. To me, it is actually interesting. I know a guy who, him and his brother, they're from Birmingham, really nice people. When they were teenagers, about 14, they used to go into shops and they would just nick bars of chocolate and sweets and stuff. And you might think, well, hang on, that's not very interesting. But they stopped doing it because one day they were in a post office and he said, yo, I have my pockets full of sweets. He said, and two guys came in with guns and robbed the post office. He said, and it frightened the life out of us so bad, we were crying. We handed back our sweets. So, to me, that's just quite interesting because, I'm not saying he would have gone on to be a huge criminal, but what an experience. So anything that's connected to crime, I spoke to Alan Saville recently. He was very interesting. He was in the Metropolitan Police. He was a dog handler, but his take on it was amazing. Just him and his dog basically going around, as he put it, chasing bad guys. So, and he now works in suicide prevention. So, so anything crime related is interesting. So anything you might have done, John, I'm up for it, mate.
Yeah. So when you're ready, just let me know.
Okay.
Yeah. So what are you up to today then? Anything interesting?
No, I've made a pasta sauce. I've made arrabbiata, which I'm not sure if that's how you pronounce it, but that's what I call it. It's spicy Italian sauce that I'll be having with pasta when the missus comes home. Yeah, she's out working. She works in mental health, so she's quite sort of busy at the moment, as you can imagine. There's a lot of people.
So if I was looking down at my phone, I've just realised that one of the trolls has come on, so I just had to block them.
Oh, really? Oh,
he's the one that put that angry face at the top.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, can you see it at the top?
No, I can't actually see it. Where is that? Can you?
You know by the counter.
I'm looking on StreamYard. Are you talking on Facebook now?
No, it's on. It's on. Can you see anything?
No.
Can you see the
Comments?
timer up here, up the top here?
Yes, I can. Yeah.
See
I can see the time. Yeah.
that?
No, I can't see that. That isn't appearing on my screen.
No, it's
Yeah.
come up on mine. No, I always get now and again. I get the old one or two idiot that will just come on and just troll, you know. But I like it because that means they're tuning in, so I'm doing something right. So let them crack on.
Absolutely. Oh, I'm not a troll. You sabotaged my video shout out. I don't know what that means. Well,
No,
I do know what it means.
Yeah, it's crazy. Now, can you have something to say about some crazy people? You know.
Do I know crazy people? I have no idea what's going on at the moment, but there we have it. So why would people choose to I'm trying to pick my words carefully here because I don't need to get into a row with anybody, but why would anybody sort of do anything negative to you, John? I don't think you're causing anybody any harm, are you?
Actually, what it was, because of the beginning of the lockdown,
Right.
Sorry, I'm just deleting this stupid idiot. No, what happened was I was doing shout out videos, yeah, right?
Right.
You do for like you charge businesses and stuff for a shout out video. Well, he wasn't a business; he was just a friend, and he wanted a friend shout out. So I said, "Okay, I'll cost you X, Y, Z." I did the video, then he blocked me on Facebook, and now he's just been a dickhead. So that's just how it is. You get idiots like that who just ain't got no brain cells. You know what I mean? And sorry, as fast as he's got to put it up, I've got to delete him. Sorry, man.
Oh, are you deleting them?
Yeah, I'm blocking him.
Ah.
Well, I don't want to get around with this idiot because I just block him on Facebook. You know what I mean? Because I don't get why people are just so childish, you know. But enough about that idiot anyway.
He sent you a quid. That was nice of him.
He's being funny. He ain't. He's just chatting shit. The guy's pissing me off now. To be fair,
Do you know him? Do you know him personally?
No.
Okay.
No, because basically what it was, I done that shout out. Well, I'll tell you quickly about it, right?
Okay.
I did a shout out video for him, and just so he knew it was real, he said he'd send £1, yeah? Okay. And then he didn't do the thing, so that's just how it is. He's just a first class idiot. He needs to get a life. You know what I mean? Yeah. I get that all the time, Matt. Sometimes I just get random idiots, you know? And that's it, man. I ain't got time to be wasting my time on people like that, you know? I just crack on what I'm doing.
Yeah.
But it's just annoying, though, because sometimes they go to the lengths of even what's it called? They even go to the lengths of even contacting the people that I'm interviewing as well.
Oh, really? Okay. Well, then I guess if you get, sort of profile people, maybe they will contact. No one's going to contact me. I've got no profile, so that's good.
Yeah.
So
I'm trying to find out how to bloody block this twat.
I don't know. I mean, you pronounced his friend's name wrong.
No,
Is that true?
Huh?
Is that true?
What?
You pronounced the guy's name wrong.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'll be honest, I don't quite know what's happening at the moment, but there we go.
No, nor do I. He's just a stupid idiot, you know. Enough about him anyway. So what have you got? What have you got coming up anyway?
Pasta for dinner. That is roughly it, really. I know. I'm not really doing a lot. Yeah. I'm waiting to get through all this, same as most people, I think. And I hope to come back to comedy at some point. I'm hoping that there'll be gigs eventually, and when there is.
Would you ever go back to comedy?
Yeah, of course, absolutely. Yeah, straight back as soon as I can. But that you can't do it at the moment. So, but when the comedy circuit returns, I intend to return as well. Absolutely. Yeah, straight back as soon as I can. But
yeah. So have you got anything you want to ask me or anything like that, or?
Well, no. I don't know, mate. I'm a little bit confused as to what's going on at the moment. Excuse me while I have a cough. Cheers, Dylan. All the best to you, mate. Yeah,
What do you mean you don't know what's going on?
Well, you appear to have somebody sort of heckling you.
Yeah, that's that Dylan guy.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Well,
I'm just no hard feelings though. While they're harassing me, they're leaving you alone and everybody else. So that's
yeah. Well, that is a very philosophical way of looking at it, isn't it? Really.
I'm quite thick-skinned. There's nothing that any man or any woman can say to me that would ever hurt me or harm me, or I don't care really. To be honest with you, I'm thick-skinned like that. So yeah, but I want to thank you for coming on, though, Matt.
No, thanks for having me, John. Good luck with everything, mate. I hope you're doing all right. You seem like you're in good spirits.
Yeah, mate. Yeah. So if you let me know when you do your comedian thing again, we'll get you back on as well.
Absolutely. Yeah. No, I listen. I haven't retired from comedy. Just that comedy has retired me for the time being because there's no gigs. So if there's no gigs and no audiences, and it would be illegal to perform, and you can't. There's just it's not happening at the moment. But hopefully it'll come back, and when it does, I intend to be there. So
well, maybe you should do an online gig.
Maybe.
It's not the same as a crowd, though. It's not the same.
No, it's not. No, it's not. It can be tricky. It's all right. They're not bad. I don't mind. I've done a few, but it's not. Yeah, it's not quite the same.
Well, Matt, I want to thank you for coming on, buddy.
Thank you, John.
So you had to witness all the trolls coming on, but that's life.
Well, that is life. Life is weird, isn't it? But thank you, mate. Anyway, and
anytime, Matt. Do me a favour. Inbox me your number again because I lost it.
Yeah, no worries. We'll do. Yeah. All right, mate. Matt. Nice one, John. Cheers, buddy. Cheers, mate. Bye-bye.
Yeah, I want to say thank you to Matt Price for coming on. And I want to say thank you to my haters for coming on as well, my lovers as well. When you're doing well, haters will always come on. And yeah, I still bounce back. I still do what I need to do. Haters can hate. I can love. You want to come on the show? You know how to. So, guys, take